Hi friends, I'm Joshua Maria Garcia, youth and young adult educator at Beneficent. In this quick video, I want to share a little bit of my spiritual journey with you so that you can get to know me better. Hopefully you'll return the favor. I encourage you to reach out and say hello via my church email, yyaaeducation@beneficentchurch.org. The story of my religious journey is long and winding. I'm going to try and share it with you in 3 short snippets. First, my childhood was an incredibly important time for my spiritual development. I grew up in a Jewish and Christian household, Jewish dad, Christian mom, and we celebrated Jewish holidays at home, but went to an evangelical church on Sundays. That might sound confusing, but we weren't confused. My mother encouraged me to see my Jewish and Christian identities as a continuity rather than a conflict. As I grew up, part 2, I became increasingly religious. I joined a very strict religious group as a teenager. I was a fundamentalist. Then I discovered that I'm queer, and the people I felt closest to suddenly decided that I wasn't welcome any longer. As I went to college, I started exploring Buddhism, Hinduism, paganism, and eventually made my way back to Judaism. I decided when I finished undergrad to become a rabbi. I immersed myself in Jewish community. I got married. I moved to the Boston area for school. Finally, part 3, about 2 years into rabbinical school, things were not going well in my life. My marriage was ending. I was wrestling with my gender identity. There was a lot going on, and it felt like way too much to handle. I felt totally alone, and it didn't seem like anything I did was really helping. And then I stopped doing my schoolwork. At the same time, I started listening to Christian rock music from the 90s. I'm not sure exactly why. I think I was desperate to feel something, and I knew that worship music came with a lot of feelings. At first, I skipped the songs that mentioned Jesus by name because that felt uncomfortable to me. But you know how Pandora radio works, you always end up discovering new things. Jesus snuck into my playlist, and then I wasn't alone anymore. I had tried everything else, so why not this? I asked Jesus into my heart sitting in the parking lot of the school where I was supposed to be studying to become a rabbi. I expected this experience to be wild. I expected it to be a fiery transformation because that was what I knew about spiritual experience. Jesus offered me something very different. He offered me peace, real peace, just a little taste of heaven sitting in the parking lot. I felt that peace, and for just a moment, nothing that was bothering me mattered. This grace inspired hope and convinced me of the possibility of healing. And that's how my Christian journey began. There's so much more to share, but that's all for now. If you are in middle school, high school, or college, then I hope you will join me virtually for one of our amazing Bible study and discussion groups. I want to hear about your work with God, your walk with God, and your work with God, and I hope that we can walk together. If you know someone in that age group, please connect us. Again, my email is yyaaeducation, that's youth and young adult education, @beneficentchurch.org. Thank you.